Hello, welcome in today as the Buffalo Bulls are going to take on the Central Michigan Chippewas in the Kent Williams Carousel Dynasty. Godfrey's on the return, and this right here is the second time we have met the Chippewas. Last season, the Bulls defeated the Chippewas 24-13, but they were without their starting quarterback, Jaquan Ross. He got hurt just a few plays into the game. On 1st and 10 here, Godfrey's going to get this carry, and he had nowhere to go. Devin Wellington took him down on that play. 2nd and 8 here, running a little bit of play action. Farmer's going to go to the right. He breaks the tackle, and then he throws it late to Brandon Perkins. First down and a 31-yard gain. Nobody's seen that one coming. That would look like a broken play. Of course, Farmer's been a fantastic addition to this Bulls offense so far this season. He's been everything that they need out of a quarterback. He adds just a little bit of mobility that they didn't have last season, and definitely an arm that is a whole lot better than anybody else that they had. We really needed somebody like this to step in because the guys we had last year, between Tyler Smith, whom we beat last week, and Josh Taylor, who's now third string, he's just a significant upgrade, and that's why the Bulls are off to a 3-1 start, and they are in their second game of the MAC play, and that pass was way off the mark. It's 4th and 1 here. It's a big play early in this game. They could have attempted a 50-yard field goal, but the Bulls don't have a strong enough leg out of their kicker. Sonny Godfrey has a big crease up the middle for 8. First down, Bulls. This Bulls rushing attack's definitely missing the impact of a good running back like what we had last year. However, Sonny Godfrey's been coming in, and he's actually been running quite hard and doing pretty good things here for the Bulls as they get nowhere on that play. 2nd and 10 here. Forrest Farmer hands it off to Sonny Godfrey. He gets blown up and drops the ball. No, that's a fumble. Benson recovers that. No way, that's horrible for the Bulls. But they are going to review this, so let's take a look at the review and see if it'll stand. Oh no, he was definitely down. He had to be. Look at this. Yeah, he was on the ground before that ball came out, I think. Yep, forearms down, ball comes out. We're good. We'll get the ball back here. 3rd and 11 here. Forrest Farmer's in the pistol, dropping back to pass. He has a man open. He hits Brandon Perkins again for 14 yards. Fun fact, the Bulls offense is still the most explosive in the nation to date this season as that goes for 6. Touchdown, TJ Nunnery. Bulls take a 6-0 lead here early. Following the extra point, it's a 7-0 lead here for the Bulls. And on the return, I didn't catch the name of this returner, but he has a big gap for the Chippewas. He is going down the sideline. Can Dancer catch up? He cannot. Kailani can't get him. However, it looks like he does get taken down, but that's an 83-yard return by BB. What a play for the Chippewas. This defense has to take the field now and hope that they can somehow keep him out of the end zone. Jaquan Ross is under center. He hands it off to running back Kelly Martin, who had a few good plays for the Chippewas against us last season. If you watch that game, it's 1st and goal now in the pistol, and I think Richard Osterman might have jumped on that. Jaquan Ross goes to the end zone. That's 6. Chippewas gonna tie this up. That's offsides on us. Following that fantastic drive for the Chippewas, can the Bulls answer? As Farmer's back to pass, and he hits Colbert Hicks, who drops it. Come on, Bulls. That's been a running theme all season. Here we are, 2nd and 10. In the gun again is Farmer, and he's back to pass. He's just going to throw it out there to his running back, Sonny Godfrey, who's one-on-one, and look at that cutback. That's a first down and 23 yards for Sonny Godfrey through the air. Godfrey hasn't shown much in the passing game so far this season, so it's great to see him add another dimension to his game. As there we go again, that's dropped by Colbert Hicks. Hicks is such a big play threat, but if he doesn't start getting his hands on that ball and holding on to it, he's going to end up finding himself down the depth chart. And we really can't afford to keep him out there if he can't catch the ball. That last pass went to Brendan Perkins for another Bulls first down, and Godfrey's going to get the carry on 1st and 10. He picks up 6. In the pistol formation here, Forrest Farmer's going to hand it again to Sonny Godfrey, and he has a gap up the middle. He gets 12 on that. Quick screen out there to Colbert Hicks to keep him involved, and he picks up 8 on the play. The Bulls are still trying to just get him involved and hopefully make him improve. It's 2nd and 2, and Nick Smith is checked into the game, and that's read option. Forrest Farmer gets it and goes down right in front of the defender. First down and goal, Bulls. It's 1st and goal here. In the pistol formation, Sonny Godfrey back in the game, and look at that. He runs through everyone for 6. Bulls retake the lead. The Chippewas take over here, having to drive the length of the field this time. With Jaquan Ross at quarterback, they're going to send Osiris Flowers in motion. He has a big gap over there to the left, and McGowan just pushes him, and he ends up finally being taken down after 14 by 1st and 10 here under center. They're going to send their tight end in motion over here to the right. Jaquan Ross drops back to pass. He just tucks it. Seth Weisher takes him down, but not before he picks up 1 yard. Jaquan Ross is definitely a dual threat QB, so that's a big part of his game that we're going to have to watch out for and try to contain here. And he is back to pass here on 2nd and 9. He throws it to Flowers across the middle. That's another first down for the Chippewas. They seem to be driving here. Last season, Flowers took 4 for 39, and he was their leading receiver that's returning. They had a tight end catch more, but he isn't returning this season as Kelly Martin goes for just 2. Nice way to finish him off, Alfitu Atkins. Back to, that's going to be a delay to Kelly Martin, who breaks 2 tackles. He has a big gap. That's 3, and then he's finally taken down by Christian Smallwood after 14. As this first quarter is winding down, Ross back to pass again. He misses his guy out there to the left. This here will likely be the end of the quarter as BB lines up in the backfield beside Jaquan Ross. And that's read option. Ross pulls it. He's one-on-one with Thomas. He gets around the edge. Kaolani catches up and pushes him out of bounds after a gain of 22. And that'll bring us to the end of one with the Bulls leading 14-7. We'll have to see how this one finishes. It's been offense galore. 1st and 10 here from the 16-yard line. Jaquan Ross lining up under center. He drops back to pass. He's looking and going to the end zone, but that's picked off by our top corner, Chris Mitchell. Did he get a foot down, though? The Bulls take over following that pick by Chris Mitchell. He did get his foot down, as you can see in that replay. So what are they going to do on first down? They're going to run some read option themselves with Forrest Farmer, who picks up 8. My last thought about that defense, quick, before we move on, is they give up a whole lot of yards, and they haven't even given up a lot of points. But they seem this season to be able to do the timely thing to help the Bulls win the game when they need it. It's a matchup of 3-1 record teams today. We need this defense to continue stepping up as Forrest Farmer again tucks it and runs on second down there, getting a Bulls first down. In the gun here on 1st and 10, Forrest Farmer dropping back to pass. He's looking. There doesn't really appear to be anybody open. He's going to throw it late to TJ Nunnery, who dropped it. It was a little behind him, but he should have caught that one. In the pistol here, Godfrey gets the carry. He's going to make the tough yards and pick up 6. It's 3rd and 4 here. Farmer back to pass. He throws it quick to Colbert Hicks, who drops it. How does our top receiver keep dropping these plays? Kent Williams has developed a reputation for being a little bit aggressive here. He's going to line up and go for this. I don't think it's that good of an idea. He throws it quick out there, and this time Colbert Hicks holds on. That's a first down for the Bulls. In the gun here on 1st and 10. That play had nowhere to go. Farmer gets blown up in the backfield by Leon Benson for a TFL. That's one big man. He's 6'8", 280 pounds. He reminds me an awful lot of Calais Campbell if you think of an NFL comp. He is just a big man like that. So you got to see where he is on D-line at all times. And Keemon Williams makes that catch for 8 in some traffic. Farmer and this Bulls offense have started off today very impressively, as he is back to pass, and he throws it, takes his deep shot there. That's Colbert Hicks down the sideline for 32. What a play. You don't get many deep shots with Forrest Farmer. He doesn't have the strongest arm out there. What a play by him, though. 1st and 10 following that big play. Farmer is back to pass. He throws it to an open TJ Nunnery, who's into the end zone again for 6. Bulls extend their lead here. What a play, what a drive. Lining up 2 tight ends, 1 running back, and they're going to send a receiver in motion over to the right here. The Chippewas really need to respond following that drive by the Bulls. Ross is dropping back to pass. He throws it up. He has Brown wide open. That's a linebacker out there playing tight end. He gains 23. What a play by the two-way player. It's 1st and 10 here, and Jaquan Ross is going to run some play action off of Kelly Martin and throw it again to Liggins, who picks up 17 for the Chippewas. It's 1st and 10 here. Ross running some play action. Brown makes that catch. That's a first down for the Chippewas. This offense has been moving today, minus their turnover. Jaquan Ross here is 5 of 7 so far today. He has been phenomenal and efficient as he finds Liggins again in tough coverage. Quazell McGowan takes him down. This Bulls defense really needs to step up. Like I said, they allow a lot of yards, and we want to see that improve a little bit. As there's some play action here, and he's going to tuck it and run. McGowan was running a spy and overruns him on that. That was actually Braithwaite on that play running the spy. What the heck? That stuff can't happen there. When you have a spy, you got to make that play. Isaiah Braithwaite was a 4-star prospect. He needs to make that play. As Kelly Martin takes this one up the middle for 6. Chippewas answer following their turnover. Following that score by the Chippewas, Bulls take the field here with a 7-point lead, running some play action with Forrest Farmer. He throws it to Colbert Hicks there on the right. That picks up a Bulls first down. In the pistol here, Sonny Godfrey's going to get that carry, and Benson comes and makes that play after he picks up 3. 2nd and 7 here in the pistol. Farmer is going to roll out to the right. He finds Colbert Hicks again. That's another Bulls first down. They are moving on this drive. In the pistol here, Sonny Godfrey getting the carry. He is going to run to the left and run over a man on that play. What a play by Sonny Godfrey. He ran over Pringle on that, and Pringle's replacing a player that last year made a big impact for this Chippewas defense, Nate Haynes at free safety. He had 11 tackles in the TFL, but he wasn't ready to go today, so he had to sit this one out. And that right there probably is a play Nate Haynes makes for the Chippewas. 2nd and 3 here, Farmer in the pistol, dropping back to pass. He has Dalton Alexander open, and again he drops that. You've got to be kidding me. Come on, Alexander. These drops will be what will keep the Bulls from maybe winning the MAC this season if they can't get that under control. And look at that play by Keemon Williams for 21. You've got to wonder if they need to get him on the field a little more, because between him and Brendan Perkins, they're about the only two that consistently catch the ball. And right on demand, Brendan Perkins dropped it. That right there was the commentator's curse. I cursed Perkins by even bringing it up. Farmer goes quick to Keemon Williams on the sideline, and he gets out of bounds. Forrest Farmer is 16 of 23 for over 200 yards in this game already. He has been phenomenal. He is dropping back to pass again, and Benson's chasing him. He's just going to scramble ahead, and Benson will hit him, and he fumbles the ball. That is going to be a turnover. Chippewas take it over. Oh, man, look at this play. He should have slid down there. Oh, man, Leon Benson, we knew he was going to make an impact. That is a big man. That's a man based on size alone who has a shot at playing in the NFL one day. As Ross throws that quick, and luckily Rogers drops that one. In the pistol here with just a minute left on the clock. They're sending their tight end over to the right. Ross is back to pass. He throws it deep. He has a man open. Liggins in the coverage. Josh Thomas couldn't get over there. Trayvon Liggins takes that for a huge gain for the Chippewas. They're looking to tie this game up before halftime, and they are now in a pretty darn good opportunity following that play as Jaquan Ross throws it out there to Brown, who gets out of bounds after picking up 8. Bulls come out here. They're going to line up with 4 corners on the field. Ross looks like he's going to throw a screen out there to Kelly Martin, who does have a little crease, but that gets barely a first down before Kelly Martin gets leveled. Chippewas use the time out there to save some clock, just to make sure they can get points as Ross drops back to pass, and he threw that one away. He was feeling some pressure from the Bulls on that play. Under center here, 2nd down and 10. They're going to send their tight end to the motion to the right, and Ross drops back to pass, feeling pressure again, and this time Jaquan Ross goes down. He had nowhere to go. 40 seconds remain here, and it's a 3rd and 15. As Ross drops back to pass, he throws a screen to Rogers, who gets nowhere. Elise Rogers only picked up 4. That's 4th and 11. Coach Kent Williams calls a timeout here, hoping to get a return. They couldn't get any return on that as the punt went into the end zone. But it looks like the Bulls are still thinking about trying to see if they can get some points on this drive. As they throws it up one-on-one, Keemon Williams makes the play here. What a play by him. That's a huge gain for the Bulls. That sets him up just shy of midfield at about the 46-yard line. There's only 22 seconds left, and he's going to throw it up, and that one almost got picked off. What a play by their safety on that. That was amazing, and that was Pringle, who's filling in for the injured Haynes, that made that pass deflection. Farmer throws it up deep. Colbert Hicks was wide open, and look at that play by him. He gets out of bounds. There's 9 seconds left. Bulls have a chance to try to get 6. What a play. I blank froze on that one because I just couldn't believe he made that play. What a job by Colbert Hicks. What a play. Just look at this. I mean, that was a great catch, and then he gets to the outside and is able to run away from him and get out of bounds. With just 9 seconds left on the clock, the Bulls have to be careful not to end the half on this play as Farmer is back to pass, and he's going to throw it to the end zone one time, and that's almost picked off. That could have been disastrous for the Bulls. It looks like the Bulls are going to live life on the edge here a little bit. I don't like this decision as back to pass as far as Farmer. He finds Nick Hill, who gets into the end zone. Bulls get 6. There's still a second left on the clock as well. And at the end of the second quarter, it is 28-14 as the Bulls enter halftime. That was a gutsy play call by Coach Kent Williams, but that's what you need to make sometimes if you want to win in college football. Our next prospect spotlight, we're going to go ahead and show off some players this week. We have Sam Desper, a 6', 226-pound athlete out of California, and he's kind of a weird player. He's a +9 overall. I think he's a running back, but he's not really that fast, and he's not necessarily the greatest power back, so we'll have to see. He's kind of a weird player, but, you know, Buffalo can use talent, so we'll bring him in and see if we can find a role for him if we can. The next guy on our board is Joseph Douglas. He's a corner. He's 6'1", 172 pounds, and he's a 4-star. He is a 75 overall with 93 speed, 91 acceleration, and 86 agility. That all checks out. That's good. Then you look at his coverage skills, and he has 81 man, 81 zone, and 72 press, which is a little low, but I think he could come in and make a difference if we're able to get him. And we're going to throw a third prospect to show off this week. It's a JUCO player. His name's Ben Sunsery. 6', 243 pounds out of Massachusetts. He's a 3-star tight end. And looking at this man, he's a +5 overall. He has 81 speed, 78 agility, 92 acceleration. He has good hands, 79 catching, 76 catching traffic, 78 route running. I think this man right here could come in and make a big difference for us as maybe a playmaking tight end for a couple years. Following our prospect spotlight here, we'll look at stats. Forrest Farmer is phenomenal. He is 1 yard shy of 300 in the first half. 3 touchdowns, no picks, 67% completion percentage. Have yourself a day, Forrest Farmer. Sonny Godfrey's been, solid on the ground. Not amazing, but, he's kind of what we expect him to be. He's a power back. Forrest Farmer's been good on the ground. He did have that fumble that almost cost the Bulls, but thankfully, it didn't end up hurting us in the end. Receiving, Colbert Hicks has 3 drops, which is very frustrating. However, he has taken 6 for 106 so far today. What a day from this young man. Keemon Williams has 4 for 63. He is a big play threat anytime he's on the field, along with Brendan Perkins, who has 3 for 59. What a first half from our receiving core and our offense as a whole. Defensively, Seth Weischer, Josh Thomas, and Christian Smallwood lead us each with 3 tackles. Zaire Henderson has a TFL and a sack in this game. And then Chris Mitchell has that pick in the end zone that ended that one drive. The second half is underway as Brown gets this kick away and BB's back there for the return. We'll see. Can the Bulls keep him under control this time? And they do. Look at that hit. That was a huge hit right there by Lewis. Wow, what a play. Look at this play made by Lewis. 1, 2, 3, boom, and then he blows up the kick returner. I mean, how do you not appreciate that? Boom, 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 boom. Wow, what a play. Jaquan Ross takes the field first here in the second quarter. And he is going to run some read option and pull it. He has a gap to the right. It's up to Weischer to take him down, and he does. 2nd and 2, and Ross is under center, handing it off to Kelly Martin. He gets to the edge, which is never a good thing, as he is a big play threat. Look at all them broken tackles. He takes it for 21. BB checks into the game behind Jaquan Ross, and they're going to hand it off to him, and Quazell McGowan gets over there, but not before he picks up 8. This Bulls defense definitely needs to improve a little bit as Ross drops back to pass. He threw that one behind Brown, but he made the catch. 1st and 10 here, 5 wide. Ross by himself under center. He just pulls it down and runs and gets laid out by Quazell McGowan. That's part of how this Bulls defense has been able to help the Bulls win this season. They're hard-hitting, and they make plays. They get timely turnovers, and that's how you do it right there. As Afitu Adkins takes down Jaquan Ross. That just barely didn't count as a sack. He just got past the line of scrimmage. And Ross drops back to pass here. And he's going to throw that up to Alexander, who takes it down the seam and gets a 1st and goal for the Chippewas. What a play by their tight end there. First and goal here for the Chippewas. And Kelly Martin walks in. He doesn't get touched till he's already in the end zone. Will Forrest Farmer and the Bulls offense be able to answer that drive by the Chippewas? Let's find out. Farmer, he pulls that on a read option, breaks the tackle. Now look at that. Forrest Farmer, he gets hit. You could argue that's a late hit by Leon Benson right there. That man chased him down, though. That's why he's such an intriguing player here for the NFL. Look at this play by the 6'8", 280-pound defensive end. Here we are, 1st and 10. Sonny Godfrey getting this carry. He runs through some gentlemen right there. That's a 15-yard run by Sonny Godfrey. Sonny Godfrey taking a breather here. Nick Smith checks into the game. He gets this carry. He cuts it, and he finds himself a nice little crease to pick up 6. It's 2nd and 4 here for the Bulls. And they're going to hand it off to Nick Smith again, and he has a nice crease right there up the middle for 17. 1st and 10 here from about the 15-yard line for the Bulls as Farmer drops back to pass, and he is going to throw it late to the sideline, which is always a bad decision. Keemon Williams had that pass picked off in front of him. That was a terrible decision. You got to quit making that mistake. Full disclosure there, I panicked and just hit a button as Jaquan Ross takes that speed option. He runs through a man. Nobody's going to catch Jaquan Ross, are they? Richard Osherman's giving his best, but he cannot catch him. That's one athletic quarterback. Central Michigan ties this game up pending the extra point. The Chippewas answered quick, tying this game up now following that last turnover by Forrest Farmer. How will the Bulls respond? And it looks like Farmer's going to go deep in triple coverage. What a terrible decision that was. The Bulls could not be stopped in the first half throwing the ball, but that doesn't mean that's all that they have to do here. They got to remember that as Sonny Godfrey picks up 8 on that play. 3rd and 2 here, Forrest Farmer running some play action. And this play right here, it comes open late. Colbert Hicks outruns his man. That play looked like it was covered great. Colbert Hicks, what a job, what an athlete. 1st and 10 here, Forrest Farmer dropping back to pass again. This time he's looking. He finds Keemon Williams open late. And that's a 14-yard gain, setting up a Bulls 1st and goal. This Bulls third quarter's gone just about as poorly as you could think. They've allowed 14 points. They've had a turnover. How are they going to answer here? As Forrest Farmer's just scrambling out to the right, and he follows his guy into the end zone for 6. 1st and 10 here. Ross throws the quick bubble screen out there to Elise Rogers, running down the sideline for 16. This game has had an offensive showcase so far by both teams. They've been able to do basically whatever they want. Defenses have got some timely turnovers, and that's it as Christian Smallwood takes down Caleb Kelly Martin for no gain. Caleb Kelly Martin's been very effective out of the backfield, if you could see the bottom of that screen. He's averaging almost 8 yards a carry. I mean, I don't know why the Chippewas aren't giving him the ball more. But, hey, I'm glad I don't control that offense. As Brown's over there making the reception, he gains 13. It's 1st and 10 here. Underneath center is Jaquan Ross dropping back to pass. He's kind of scrambling around. We had a spy on him, and Quazell McGowan takes him down. He still manages to pick up 5, though. Underneath center here for 2nd and 5. Ross just hands that one off to Kelly Martin, who picks up the 1st down for the Chippewas. 8 for 65, 8.1 yards per carry. What a day from Caleb Kelly Martin. Honestly, this kid could be a star here in the MAC. He may never be a national star, but he could be a star in the MAC if he keeps that up. Osiris Flowers comes in motion. Jaquan Ross hits Brown right in the hands, and he drops it. This third quarter is winding down. BB in the backfield for the Chippewas here on this play as Ross is back to pass. They throw a screen out to him. Christian Smallwood can't get him to the ground. He is going down the sideline until Malu Kealani pushed him out of bounds. 1st and 10 here. Looks like the Bulls want to bring some pressure on Jaquan Ross. He hands it off to Caleb Kelly Martin, who gets blown up by Quazell McGowan. He had nowhere to go on that. He picks up just 2. Third quarter's winding down here. They're going to send a guy in motion over here to the right, their tight end. Seth Weischer follows him across the formation. And they're going to run this play as time expires in the third quarter. Jaquan Ross finds Liggins. That'll set up a 1st and goal to open up the fourth quarter. At the end of 3, the Bulls still hold the lead 35-28, although the Chippewas are very close to adding on to their score. We'll see what happens here. This is a high-scoring affair. Welcome to a thrilling fourth quarter. First and goal, they spread this team out. They're going 5 wide, and Ross just tucks it and runs, but he had nowhere to go. Snyder and Braithwaite Jr. combined to take him down for a loss there. Second and goal, and again, they just spread this team out a little bit here. What will Jaquan Ross do? This time he is going to throw it. He's looking. He's not feeling any pressure. He finds Liggins as Mitchell drifted in on him. That was man coverage. He just messed up and left his man open on that play. That shouldn't happen. This game's tied at 35. Godfrey's going to get the carry and cut it back to the left and run over a gentleman here to pick up 13. What a play by Sonny Godfrey. At this point, I think he's played himself into a rotation with Dylan Johannesson when he returns, as Nick Smith gets this carry and can't quite get around the edge, but he picks up 9. I do think I'm going to have to find a space for Sonny Godfrey to play, so it might have to be a running back by committee to finish out this season, as Nick Smith remains in the game here on 2nd and 1. He picks up the first down. He has a crease to the right. He's going down the sideline. He breaks the tackle, but ends up getting caught from behind. Pringles slowed him down just enough. Nice running, though, by Nick Smith today. 1st and 10 here. Godfrey checks back into the game. They're going to run some play action off of him. Brendan Perkins makes that reception. He picks up 6. Farmer's only thrown for about 50 yards in the second half, as he's going to run some read option. He did the right thing, but they had their fullback Spate miss a block on that, and they lost a yard. This is a very big third down play here, as really, it's been a track meet all day, so the first one to settle for a field goal might lose this game, as Farmer is back to pass, and he just checks it down to Brendan Perkins, who cuts back and gets in for 6. What a play by Brendan Perkins. His speed made that possible. Nice play. 1st and 10 here. Chippewas take over. Ross dropping back to pass. That's a quick pass, but he does not pick up much on that. Again, lining up under center with Kelly Martin behind him, who gets that carry. And Kelly Martin might be able to go the distance, but Seth Weischer takes him down. Kelly Martin's averaging almost 9 yards per carry, and that will not help his average, thankfully, as he gets taken down on that play quick. 2nd and 9, Ross dropping back to pass. He is looking, and he has Rogers open on the sideline. That's a first down for the Chippewas. It's 1st and 10 here. They're going to send Brown in motion. He gets the carry this time, but Quazell McGowan read that perfectly and blew it up for a loss. Ross here going to hand it off to Kelly Martin, who again has a big crease. Kailani takes him down, but not before he picks up 11. He's just 1 yard away from 100 yards on the game, but BB checks in here to give him a breather. And BB is going to get this carry, and he has a gap to the left. He picks up 6. 1st and 10 here. Following a nice play by BB. They're going to send their two-way player here in motion over to the right. And Ross hands it off to Kelly Martin, who cuts inside of Seth Weischer and runs through Isaiah Braithwaite Jr. for 6. 1st and 10 here. If the Bulls play it right, the Chippewas won't have a chance to answer. They throw a quick screen out there to TJ Nunnery, who does have a gap. He gets down the sideline for 16. That was Nunnery's first reception that didn't go for 6. Farmer should have handed that one off. He only picked up 4 on it. 2nd and 6 here. Farmer lining up in the pistol. He hands it off to Sonny Godfrey, who does just enough cutting and powerful running to pick up 6. But they still call it a 3rd and 1. It's just a 3rd and 1. Nick Smith checks into the game. They find Colbert Hicks, their top receiver. That's a first down and a gain of 15. The Bulls are approaching field goal range, so they need to play this smart and make sure they don't lose yards and just get enough to be able to kick a field goal. That's all they need to do, is get a field goal to win this, as that was a risky throw to Brendan Perkins. Luckily, that drops to the ground incomplete. 2nd and 10 here in the gun. Farmer back to pass. He throws it to Colbert Hicks, who drops it. That would have put him in field goal range for sure. That could be a costly play for the Bulls, as the clock stops and they didn't get the first down. As Farmer's back to pass, he is looking around. He has a man open, but he couldn't get it to him. He was on the move. That's 4th and 10. What will the Bulls do? The Bulls are going to line up to try a 47-yard field goal. This is definitely pushing the range of their kicker, Morton. He gets it up. Is it enough? No, it goes just under the crossbar. He misses that one. The Bulls give the Chippewas good field position. That went just under the bar. 1st and 10 here. Ross taking over. He throws it quick to Brown, and they get a face mask at the end of that. That's 15 free yards. That was a big mistake by the freshman linebacker, Quazell McGowan. It's 1st and 10 for Ross, right around midfield, just needing 3, and he has Brown wide open, who gets him down to the 35-yard line. This is worst case scenario for the Bulls. They might end up losing this shootout at the end as Ross is back to pass. He tucks it, and this time he's going to run it, and he gets hit hard, but that was still a gain of 8. Underneath center, Liggins going in motion to the left. They hand it off to Kelly Martin, who gets taken down in the backfield by Seth Weischer, setting up a 3rd and 3. Will they run it again as they send their tight end in the motion over to the right? No, they drop back to pass. Ross goes to the end zone. That's a touchdown for Rodgers. They take the lead with just 18 seconds left on the clock. 1st and 10 here, but the Bulls really have like 2 shots to get into the end zone with 14 seconds left. Forrest Farmer back to pass. He throws it up to Nick Hill, who has a step over the top. Nick Hill has a step. He gets taken down. 1st and goal for the Bulls. What a play. 1st and goal from the 5. If they play this right, they get 2 shots at the end zone. Farmer is back to pass. He throws it to his top receiver, Colbert Hicks, who can't hold on. This is it here. Bulls come out, 3 receivers to the left. What will they do here? They're going to run read option and hand it off Sonny Godfrey into the end zone. This game will either be tied or they can go for 2 to try to win it. And that extra point's good. We're going to overtime. The Bulls start on offense in overtime. Farmer back to pass. He throws it short to Colbert Hicks. That's just a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6. Sonny Godfrey in the backfield. Farmer pulls it. Read option. Slides down. 1st down Bulls. 1st and 10 here. Play action. Farmer going to the end zone. Nunnery gets his 3rd touchdown reception. Bulls, they strike first and get 6 in this overtime period. Now it's up to this Bulls defense to make a stop to win the game. It is 56-49. Ross back to pass. He throws it short to Liggins. He picks up just probably 4 on that. This Chippewas offense has been explosive with quarterback Jaquan Ross staying healthy this year. He runs play action off of Kelly Martin, and he's just going to tuck it. He has a gap. He might be able to get into the end zone, but he slides down at the 7. He's under center again here with a tight end to his right. He hands it off to Caleb Kelly Martin, who fights but cannot get into the end zone. That's 2nd and goal. Looks like they're going to go into some bully ball. They hand it off to their fullback, Dinkins. He lost a yard. Quazell McGowan blows him up in the backfield. This sets up a 3rd and goal. They're sending their tight end over to the right here. It's a passing situation, and Liggins makes the catch. Touchdown for the Chippewas. They answer. This game's tied up in the 2nd overtime now, and the Chippewas have to answer. We've already had an overtime game in this series just this season with Ohio State, so you can see how the overtime rules work. As Ross is back to pass, he has Alexander open. That's 2nd and inches. 2nd and inches. Flowers coming in motion. He gets the carry here. He cuts it up the seam. He gets taken down by Jeremiah Ingram, but that's a 1st and goal for the Chippewas. This Bulls defense hasn't really been able to hold him out of the end zone at all. So, what do they do here? They hand it off to Kelly Martin, and Osherman takes him down just before he gets into the end zone. But Caleb Kelly Martin's leaving the field hurt after that play. BB lines up next to Ross in the gun here. They're going to run read option, and he gets hit, and he does not get into the end zone. Jaquan Ross, 3rd and goal. Quazell McGowan, what a play. This is a huge 3rd and goal here. Ross back to pass, and he's going to go to the sideline. He gets it to Fred Brown. They take the lead 62-56. The Bulls have to answer here with a touchdown of their own as Farmer's back to pass on 1st and 10. He's going to tuck it and run. He has a chance. He gets down the sideline. That goes for 6 on the first play. 25-yard touchdown run, Forrest Farmer. And their extra point is up and good. This game's going to go to a 3rd overtime now. Now in a 3rd overtime, you have to go for 2 if you score. Godfrey's got a chance. He gets to the edge, picks up 10 before he stumbles. Forrest Farmer in the gun, dropping back to pass here. He throws it to Keemon Williams in the back corner of the end zone. That goes for 6. Bulls get a touchdown. Now they got to get to 2. They're going to go ahead and review this one, and I don't blame them. Let's take a look at it with them. Keemon Williams gets the ball in his hands, That foot's down in bounds. That's a touchdown. That one was a little close. Forrest Farmer broke the passing yards in a game record on that last play. Now we're on our 2-point conversion here. What's going to happen? Farmer goes to Colbert Hicks, who hangs on. 71-63, Buffalo leading here, heading to the second half of the third overtime. All the Bulls have to do here is keep them out of the end zone or force them to fail a 2-point conversion. As Ross is back to pass, he throws it. That was close. Liggins held on, though. They hand it off to Beebe, who gets taken down by Malu Kealani. 3rd and 3. The Chippewas have to be feeling a little pressure here as they need to beat the Bulls to help themselves in the MAC East. As Ross is back to pass, he finds Liggins. That's going to set him up with a 1st and goal. They have 4 chances to get into the end zone here. Here we are, 1st and 10. They hand it off to Beebe. He gets hit, and he breaks that tackle and goes in. It's up to the 2-point conversion now for the Chippewas to force this game to continue. Here they are on the 2-point conversion try. They have this backfield empty, but they're going to send pressure at Ross. He does not get in. The Bulls win it. 71-69. What a play call by this Bulls defense. They knew the QB draw was coming. That's why they blitzed them. What a day. They're saying Jaquan Ross, I mean, you got to respect this, man. Look at his production. But Forrest Farmer and the Bulls win this one. He's the player of the game. Look at his stats. He was 1 yard shy of 500. He had 8 touchdowns today. What a day for this Bulls offense. The defense needs to improve now, but what a day from the Bulls offense. They came up huge when we needed them most. And that is your number 1 game rank. You can't blame them at all. What a game. This is awesome. Following this thrilling game, let's look at some stats. Forrest Farmer went 29 of 44 for 499 yards, 6 touchdowns. He did have a pick, but what a day through the air by Forrest Farmer. Now let's look at the running attack here. Sonny Godfrey, 17 for 115 and 2 scores. Great day on the ground by him. Farmer, 11 for 87 and 2 scores on the ground. That's 8 total touchdowns by this man. What a day. Have yourself a day, Forrest Farmer. Nick Smith had 4 for 59. Let's not understate that. He was explosive today. Receiving, Colbert Hicks had 5 drops. That's a worrisome trend here for this Bulls offense, but he took 9 for 157. He didn't get into the end zone, but he had a, good day. Keemon Williams took 6 for 92 and a score. He was huge for us today. He caught what ended up being game-winning touchdown pass. Brendan Perkins took 5 for 81 and a score. TJ Nunnery took 4 for 57. He had 3 scores today. He was clutch. Nick Hill, 2 for 82 and a score. He caught that 68-yard pass to get us in position to score at the end of the game, to even force overtime. We had 18 seconds left, and Nick Hill made the biggest play for us of the season, possibly, to keep our MAC hopes alive. This puts us in the driver's seat. Sonny Godfrey caught 1 for 23, 1 for 7 for Bryce Spate, and 1 but no yard for Dalton Alexander. Defensively, Quazell McGowan led the way with 11 tackles, followed by Weisher and Kealani with 8. Jeremiah Ingram and Chris Mitchell each had 5. 2 TFLs for Quazell McGowan. We had 1 for Zaire Henderson, 1 for Weisher, 1 for Kealani, and 1 for Trevor Snyder. Sacks, we only had 1, and that was Zaire Henderson. 1 pick, that was for freshman top corner Chris Mitchell. He's been great for us this season. Flipping it over to the Chippewas now, Jaquan Ross was fantastic. He took over this game for the Chippewas. He went 28 of 33 for 320 yards, 5 touchdowns. He did have a pick, but that was 84% completion percentage through the air. He was phenomenal. Running back Caleb Kelly Martin, who's only a junior, so we'll probably see him again next year, was fantastic. He took 16 carries for 120 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ross added 13 for 125 and a score on the ground to his passing statistics. What a day for this young man. Cannon Beebe really made his impact on that huge kick return, but he took 5 carries for 26 and a score. Flowers took 2 for 23 on the ground, and here's the other 2 players that both lost a yard. Trayvon Liggins came in clutch. He's a true freshman receiver for the Chippewas. He took 10 for 109 and 3 scores today. Fred Brown caught 6 for 50 and a score. He's a receiver that we actually went after last year, and we tried to get him to come to Buffalo. And he ended up committing, I think it was in the offseason. He was an athlete in the offseason to Central Michigan. So that was definitely a frustrating loss for the Bulls. And guess what? He did really good today for Chippewas. He took 6 for 50 and a score. Elise Rogers took 5 for 60 and a score. Their tight end Russell Alexander caught 2 for 32. Jamil Brown, a freshman outside backer who's also playing offense at tight end, took 2 for 36. Caleb Kelly Martin caught 1 for 2. BB 1 for 21. And Osiris Flowers caught 1 for 10. He was really good for him last year. He was 4 for 39 through the air against us, so we did a good job shutting him down. He also fell down the depth chart, though. Defensively, it was Jonathan Pringle stepping in with 11 tackles, but we seen him get run over quite a bit. He was filling in for the injured safety Haynes, and Nate Haynes was dominant against us last year. Pringle came in. He played pretty good, but he definitely got run over and missed some tackles in this game. Dwight Webb had 9. Keldrick Cunningham had 6. He was good last year against us, and Leon Benson was phenomenal. He had 6 tackles. He was all over the field for them. Cody Washington had 6 as well. TFLs, they had 3, 1 for Benson, 1 for Khalid Williams, and 1 for Will Bell. I mean, look at their defensive ends, both of them measuring in at 6'8" and at least 264 pounds. They have some big D linemen. However, they didn't get to the quarterback, and their one pick went to Cody Washington, a sophomore corner, who really isn't that good, but it was a terrible decision by Forrest Farmer. Leon Benson did cause that forced fumble, though, on the big hit on Forrest Farmer, and then Dwight Webb picked it up for the recovery. Got to show this off here as we advance ahead to the next week. Forrest Farmer is your player of the week in the NCAA. There is no shock about that. He was phenomenal in our win against Central Michigan. Kudos to Forrest Farmer. Great job. Player of the week. Taking a quick look at our conference standings, I think that win right there is probably the biggest one for the Bulls, as I kind of lost my head in that game and forgot Central Michigan's in the West. However, Buffalo is 2-0 in the MAC opening up this season. Ohio is not quite the team they used to be, but Miami, Ohio is a pretty good team. They're 2-0 in the MAC. They lost all of their non-conference games, but they're still an 84 overall, so they're a threat to us in the MAC East. Kent State, Akron, and Bowling Green we're not that worried about. Honestly, that win right there could come in real handy for the Bulls, as they are a 75 overall team, but their offense is leading the nation and doing great things right now. Let's take a quick look at the Heisman watch. Cameron Albright took over the lead here from Florida State, the quarterback. CJ Niesman dropped the number 2, and Luke Kramer dropped the number 3. Moving up is Trevante Seymour, a halfback from Alabama, and then Racavius Seals falls to number 5 on the Heisman list. Still loaded with a bunch of great true freshman players. And then your top 25 to round out this week: Michigan's number 1, Florida State's number 2, number 3 is Texas A&M, 4 Washington, 5 is Arkansas State, 6 Ohio State, 7 Alabama, who's 7-0 and somehow ranks 7 in the nation. 8 is Oregon, 9 is Nebraska, Georgia drops down to number 10 after losing to Bama, 11's Wisconsin, 12's Florida, 13's Syracuse, who dropped their first game on the season to Pitt, 14's Army, 15's North Carolina, 16's Oklahoma, 17's USC, 18 is UTEP, 19 is Notre Dame, who's 3-3. I think they're overranked. 20's Florida Atlantic, 21's Michigan State, 22's Pittsburgh, 23's Stanford, 24 is Tennessee, and 25 is Rutgers. UCLA, Penn State, Arizona State, and Arkansas all fell out of the top 25. And Penn State, Navy, Texas, UCLA, and Air Force are all receiving votes to get in. As you see, Buffalo's still not on that list yet. This week here is going to be a deciding factor in the MAC East. If we can knock off Ohio, we have the edge over them. And Lee's going with Buffalo, as you'd expect. We are the better team. Ohio's 2-3 on the season. We'll see what happens. They were pretty good against us last year. They kind of gave us fits, so we'll see what we can do. But Buffalo's averaging 47.2 points per game, 0.4 away from averaging 500 yards of offense a game, and our pass offense is number 2 in the nation. We are fantastic on offense. However, defensively, we keep dropping, and it's getting to the point where we are a little bit concerned that our defense could be kind of our bugaboo and what hurts us. However, Ohio doesn't have a good offense, and they don't really have a good defense, even though it's ranked better than ours. So this is a game we ought to be able to win. I feel pretty confident about it. So this is LDJ11 Gaming. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Please like and subscribe. I'm out.
And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it.